OBM opportunity, soaring to six figures, being an online business manager. This has been such a great week. Thank you. As always, we're going to kick things off with a question to put into the chat. And so we're going to kick things off with the question. Tell me, everyone, what activity did you do, play, keep busy with as a child? So what activity did you just love as a child and you did all the time? Was it like gymnastics or soccer or piano or art, or like, tell me put us in the chat. What was it that kept y'all busy? Ooh, reading. Love that one. I'm trying to get my 1-year-old to do that now. Ooh, dance. Amber, I tried that, failed. Sudoku, love that one too. Keep them coming. Also, heads up, my 1-year-old, not only does she not love reading, but she also gave me pink eye. So I apologize, y'all, that my voice is a little off, and my eye is a little swollen. But we are here. This show must go on, and I'm still feeling good. I'm still feeling great. Just, hey, wanted to give you the heads up. What else? Okay, we got tennis. For the people who just walked in, put into chat. What activities were you into as a kid? Was it gymnastics? I did basketball and then ended up being too short, and my coach was like, I think you should pick another sport. I did some softball. I did some dancing. Swimming, amazing. Oh, I love these, love this. Okay, keep putting them into chat. We will come back to this. But I cannot wait to introduce you to our panel of success stories. Without a doubt, my absolute favorite day of the entire series is today, where we are talking about success stories of being an online business manager. And so that being said, for everyone who is new here or has been watching the replays, hello. I am Ashley Connell, CEO and founder of Prowess Project. What the heck is Prowess Project? We help women upskill and network as they are doing that on our online platform. We are gathering hundreds of data points on their skill, expertise, work style, communication style, and so much more. We take all of that and we help and match them up with potential clients. And so we have decided to niche down to specifically help women, oftentimes caregivers who are returning to the workforce or pivoting in their careers, become online business managers. And we have spent the past 3 days really diving into what that is and who they are, what they need, what are the steps to get there, who their clients are, and why online business managers is because you really need a breadth of knowledge in order to be successful and be a partner to the visionaries that ultimately become your clients. So with that little summary, why are you here? Why are you here? If you hear one of the reasons why you are here, please put into chat a thumbs up. I love just seeing what makes people, why people are here and what is it that made them sign on today. So first and foremost, why are you here? You need flexibility in your careers. The butts and seats, 9 to 5, 52 weeks out of year just does not work. Number 2, you are stuck in your career. You are bored. You are not challenged anymore. You feel like you are made for so much more. You are ready to level up. Number 3, you want to make an impact. You have so much to give. And maybe you're in a role right now where you're just like, I just don't feel like I'm moving the needle. I want to pair up with someone where I can really make change and I can really be a number 2 to make something happen. Or this one, why are you here? You want to make that money, honey. I totally feel that. And we all deserve that. You want financial freedom and trying to figure out a way to get there. Or this one, you want to be a thought partner. You love the idea of being that number 2, taking a visionary's vision and making it a reality and being arm in arm in them to make that happen. And you want all of these things that someday or before felt like it was impossible to have even one of those things. You want all of these things in one career. Am I getting some thumbs up? I'm getting some thumbs up. Love, love, love to grow and challenge myself. Yes, River, love this. Yes, yes, yes. Love seeing these thumbs up. Awesome. So quick housekeeping, as always. If you haven't gotten your workbook yet, Leah, if you don't mind, can you please put that in the chat? That will help you along the week. Tomorrow, we also have a bonus VIP question and answer day. It will be the exact same link at the exact same time. And we have an add event link that we can put in the chat too, so you can add it to your calendar so you will be there. As always, and y'all are already doing a killer job at this, but we want the energy up. We want this to be interactive. We want your questions. We want your questions. So please make this a two-way communication in the chat. It really helps this and make sure you're getting out of it what you want. The Facebook group, I really appreciate everyone who is engaging in the Facebook group. It's an awesome opportunity to network or ask us questions. Leah and I have been monitoring it for this entire week and well before that. And so I highly recommend you get your questions in there because you can get expertise from us, but also the other people in the room. Replays. Absolutely watch the replays. If today is one of your first days or coming in live, do watch the replays from the past couple of days. All of the content does build on each other. And as a quick reminder, the replays go down at 11:59 p.m. on Friday. So be sure to watch them. And then homework, of course, you're going to have homework because what is a workshop without something for you to think about, reflect on, and then take action on? All right. So what have we talked about this week so far? So what was it? Monday. Monday was all about envisioning your dream life, the dream casting. Remember, we took that Google Maps of figuring out where we wanted to be so we could figure out a way to get there and figure out specifically if being an online business manager was the route that you wanted to take. Tuesday was all about the steps of becoming an OBM. And today, my favorite, you will hear from the people who have gone before you and are on their journey to become OBMs. And why is that so important? Write this down. You cannot be what you cannot see. That was a whole reason of why I started Prowess Project. I didn't see a lot of caregivers, female caregivers up in leadership. So again, I want to create that. I want to create a way where we are seeing more and more of that. And I want to show you all people who are successful OBMs and where they are in their career journey. And then I know that this has been a jam-packed week, but also want to give you some time to, like I said before, reflect and get any of your questions together. So we will be doing that bonus VIP Q&A tomorrow, same time, same Zoom link on Thursday. So you will walk away by the end of Thursday with clarity on what an online business manager is, if it is in alignment with your goals, how to get there, and what to go do next. All right. So yesterday, recap, diving into that a little bit deeper because I just loved it. First and foremost, the zone of genius, right? Like I love the idea of that, the flow where work doesn't feel like work, where your passion meets your innate talent. Write that down, zone of genius, your passion meets your innate talent. And you had some time to identify yours. We also walked through what are the hard skills and soft skills needed to be an OBM. And then we talked about who your ideal client could really be. Sadly, our coach was not able to attend yesterday. Good news, y'all. She is safe and sound. And more good news, we will be recording an interview between me and her probably tomorrow. And this is exactly why she needs an online business manager, because homegirl was overbooked or double booked. And I was like, Ada, what the heck? It's time. You need an online business manager. All right. So as for the homework yesterday, put in the chat. The homework was, what are some things that you are excited to learn about that aligns with the role of an online business manager? Put into chat some of the things that you found that really align with with what you want to do and being an online business manager? TikTok, TikTok. Waiting for some people in the chat. What are some things you're excited about? Valerie, I'm interested in learning about lead management systems. Oh, sister. Hard tech skills. Love it. Love it, Trisha. Amazing, amazing. Well, all of this leads us to today, where we are going to be introducing people who have gone before you. And what I love about who we hand selected is you will be hearing from 3 different people in this panel, all who are at different points of their online business journey. You will hear from one who started as an OBM and has been promoted, and she will describe what she is doing now. You will hear from another one who is currently an OBM for clients that she has been matched with via Prowess, but she is serving as this online business manager role before we even knew what an online business manager was. And we've talked several times about that throughout this week. And then the third is one who is finishing up the Prowess's online business manager certification. She's finishing that as we speak and starting to think about, okay, how do I get some clients? So without further ado, I am so excited to introduce Leah, River, and Amber. I am going to pin y'all real quick so you can be front and center. Hello, everyone. So good to see all of you. Thank you for being here to get things kicked off. And so we can get just a little introduction from all of you. Can you each take about 60 seconds to answer? Where were you pre-Prowess? Like, what were you doing? What was your job role? Where were you in life? That type of thing. How did you find Prowess? And what are you doing now? All right. So let's kick it off with Leah. You're up.
Thank you, Ashley. 60 seconds. I'm going to try and do this because it's a big meandering journey. But
prior
to Prowess is when I met Ashley, who at that time she was working. She had an agency. I was working as back-end support for that agency because my husband was a partner of hers. So back up from there, as if you would describe me, I was a stay-at-home mom who couldn't sit still. So everyone would make fun of me that I was constantly taking on a new project. I would start and stop different part-time positions because I would start them. I was excited. They weren't in alignment with the lifestyle that I needed. So I very much needed to own my own schedule. I wanted to use my background, which started, I have a master's in counseling, and then I went into pharmaceutical sales. And then I wrote a children's book. And then I took graphic design classes, and then I took bookkeeping classes. So I wanted to use all of this. And I've come to learn that this is part of just what makes my design, is that I like to take on different things. I like to be a problem solver. And I realized that I was doing a lot of this. So I first started with Ashley to say, hey, I'll help you with your website, because that graphic design and websites was a passion that I had. And then it turned into, you were working with women. So I had skills I wanted to apply there. And so it became that all of this that I had, where I thought I had started and failed in a lot of spots, became what I could then contribute to Prowess as running back-end operations.
And to add a little bit more with that, Leah started basically as an OBM with me. And I was a visionary. She was the integrator. And she just knocked it out of the park. And quickly I was like, hey, Leah, I need a partner. Like, can you be a Prowess Project COO? And so here we are. So glad to have you, Leah. You're just fantastic. All right, River, you are next. So 60 seconds on where were you pre-Prowess? How did you find Prowess? What are you doing now?
Can y'all see me?
Yep.
Okay, sorry, I'm having internet problems, so I really hope this goes smoothly. But I'm happy to be on here. Hi, my name is River, and I am 26 years old. I am from Fort Worth, Texas, and I joined Prowess and the two companies that I'm with now one of them in 2021. So during that time, it was kind of all new, like everything was kind of different because of the pandemic. It was hard to find a job, and I was having a lot of trouble finding one. A little bit about my background: I got in fashion merchandising and a minor in graphic design from TCU. And sorry, y'all still there? Are y'all still there?
Yeah, it may be easier if you turn off the video, and then we'll still be able to hear you if you're having bandwidth issues. That's how typically works for me.
Yes, sorry. Okay, hopefully this stays on. I'm not sure what's going on, but have my bachelor's of science in fashion merchandising, graphic design minor, and I moved to Austin in 2021. And I was trying to find a job. I was going on all of the regular job postings, and I just wasn't having luck finding something was reliable and something that I gravitated towards with my degree. And being in a new city, it didn't make it easier. So I was just looking all over the place. And then I finally found Prowess. And once I found Prowess, like I was kind of taken back because of how good of an experience it was. It wasn't like what I was used to. I felt like they really helped me showcase my skills and match me with an employer that I fit right along with. Like we work so well together and mesh together, and we grow together. And I've learned so much with Ellie and Bex, which is the and I've been with the longest. And I just recently started with a bachelorette party company. So I'm a little nervous talking. I recently started, and I feel like I could have never started with them if I didn't have my year or so experience with Ellie and Beck. And I don't know. I'm so grateful for Prowess, and it's just a great experience so far.
Oh, that is so great to hear. And something that you said that I just love is we have grown together, like you and your visionaries and you and your clients. I hear that a lot on the client side, as they want someone to grow with them. And so I love hearing that from your perspective too, that you are feeling that from your clients. It's just so fantastic. Awesome. Okay, Amber, you are next.
Awesome. So pre-Prowess, I was a hot mess. I'm still a bit of a hot mess, newsflash. But I was burnt out, really focusing on product management, programs, service implementation, and things like that for a software company. And I was failing at momming. I was failing at wifing. I was starting to fail at work and just feeling like I was a bottleneck or I wasn't performing. And it was really draining on me. And so I found Prowess, which it's a perfect time to say it's time to make a pivot in my career. And it took a long time to do it, right? Which is the thing. It's never a quick pivot. But fast forward a few years and here we are. I found myself in a position where a former coworker said, hey, if you could design your ideal job, what would it be? And I said, oh, well, I would sit in the middle and I would do a little bit of this services management. I would do a little bit of this rev ops and sales support. And I would help with contracting, and I would help with, I could sit on the help desk. I could do all these things, and we'll call it shared services. Turns out there was a whole team of people in this company that were already doing this, right? I thought I was being, very, very unique and coming up with my dream job. It's out there. And so I sat on one of the first live Q&As with you. And I said, Ashley, on the side, I had PM'd her and I said, can we just have a few minutes with you? Which is one of the beautiful things about Prowess, is just that you will connect with this team so beautifully, and your interests and your success are really at their heart. But anyway, so we talked, and I said, I think I'm already doing this, right? I'm trying to make sure that end to end in the business, that everything is flowing and that it's moving efficiently, and that everyone has what they need to be successful in their job. I think I'm already doing this. I didn't know it was the thing. And so here we are, and the course has been tremendous. It's helped me get different perspectives and really understand the coach consulting perspective, because I'm coming from more corporate, traditional, software implementation or software development companies. So it's been a really eye-opening growth experience, and really ready to move ahead and start seeing where this goes.
Oh, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And something that you said, Amber, and it's just so true. And I'm hearing this over and over again. So I'm curious, in the chat, give me a thumbs up if this is you too. A lot of these things of being an online business manager, you're already doing. You're already doing it, but you knew that you could do more things and you have more interests that you could give, and you had no idea that this was a career. Give me a thumbs up if that is your scenario. Give me a up. Yep. Awesome. So, Leah, quick question for you. When you and I got together at the very beginning, how did you know that the role of an OBM, like how did it speak to you? How did you know that it was something that you wanted to do and time you wanted to invest in?
I think primarily when you were speaking about it, this is back in the original days of what you wanted to help women do, is that you came to me and you said, hey, I see that you have all of these skills. Why is this what you're doing? Which was, helping my husband run his business. And I said to you, I don't have, I need this flexibility, but I still want to use these skills. And you were recognizing that those transferable skills, that yes, there was a lot of hard stuff, but then you were also saying you're helping us problem solve, you're coming up with these solutions, you're making our lives easier. And you kind of helped me see that was like, oh yeah, that is what I love doing. So I think it brought out that part of me to kind of own that I really do like. I don't like coming up with a brand new idea, but I like hearing it. And then it's like a great algebra problem, coming up with that solution that's going to make it work. And then seeing that, oh yeah, I did help save that time. So it balances for me that part of me that still wants that counseling part of me that wants to be the helper, that wants to do it, but I need to do it in a way that I don't own it, because a lot of me needs to be freed up to parent some kids. Right. So I wanted that balance. And so that's what I felt like you recognized and you reflected back to me, honestly.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Amber, same question. Why did the OBM role really speak to you? And the fact that if you're going to jump into this and with both feet, you would be switching from a more corporate to a more solopreneur, consultant or coach type client.
Yeah, I think as I learned more, Ashley, and I'm really appreciative that you all helped to put that into perspective, right? Because that was a big part of what I was missing when I first came in. I think for me, it's knowing that I can make a real tangible impact. And I'm excited for that, because I feel like in my current role, not that I'm not grateful for it and I don't love what I do, but I think you get kind of lost in the day-to-day grind, and you don't get to see those wins and where your contribution is really making an impact for your team and for the business and for our customers, right? At the end of the day, we want to see them successful as well. And so it would be very cool to work with someone and to be able to be that right hand and see that win at the end of the day, even if it's this big, right? That small win, it turns out to be very big day over day.
So I love this. And I was just on a 4-hour virtual networking meeting. So my job at Prowess Project is to meet as many small business owners as possible who are looking for this integrator type, OBM type role. And it was fascinating. They were all saying how much it meant to them to serve and support small businesses, because the impact is so clear for that individual person and that family and that community. And it's interesting, as I'm getting to know all of you in the DMs that we're having or the conversations, I've been hearing that a lot. Is yes, you like many people want to make an impact, and that's why an OBM is they're drawn to the OBM. But I've heard a lot of people say, guess what, Ashley, I am sick of making rich men richer, right? Like I want to be arm in arm with someone who together we can grow, together we can create success, together like we can make money. And I love that. And so Amber, what you were saying just really reminds me of that. So speaking of these small business owners, these visionary type people, and Amber, I mean River, I know that you haven't been able to come on to all of these, so let me give you a little bit of background. But what I'm curious about is, what is it like working with a visionary type? And some background. A visionary is typically the CEO, the big thinker, lots of crazy ideas, wants to talk to people, wants to spread the word. And then they need the integrator, the person who's going to take all of those big ideas and turn them into reality. And so I'm curious, River, like how has that been for you? What is it like working with them?
So, like I said, I started with Ellie and Bex, and Ellie and Bex is a high-end children's boutique. It's all online, and we specialize in rattan furniture that is made in Indonesia. And so my CEO is the one that actually designs these furniture pieces. And yeah, I just working right alongside her. It's like every single day it's something new. And it's like I do have my plate full now working for two companies, but I wouldn't want it any other way, because every day it's like I get to, put my skills to another project and try something. Like, it's not a 9 to 5 corporate job where I would be doing the same thing every single day and maybe even have time that I'm not even doing anything. Like, I'm always busy. And like what Amber said, like, I feel like I get to put my ideas into practice, and then I get to see how it like turns out and how it makes an effect on the business. And with social media collaborations, I'm helping the business grow and reaching out to different people and making small connections that I wouldn't have had the opportunity to make. I think working with the corporate job, because I get to like actually talk to these people one-on-one. But yeah, I think it's such a fun experience working like so closely to a CEO and getting to know like how to run a small business, which I've always been interested in, maybe one day owning my own business.
Right.
But especially working on the e-commerce side, which I feel like e-commerce is so important right now.
Blowing
Because
up.
the global consumers have changed because of the pandemic. Like, you have to be online.
Yes.
And I'm really happy that I was placed with both of these companies, because from my degree, which is fashion merchandising, graphic design, I'm actually being able to use what I was taught and went to school for these companies. And it's awesome. And just like making my own schedule and like time management for sure is something that you have to learn. But like, when you want to do something, it's just so much more enjoyable. And I don't know. I'm really
I love
grateful
it.
for prowess. So if you're on the fence of like taking the chance and trying it out, it's better to try something and see if it works out. If not, keep trying, but at least give it a shot. And that's exactly what I did 2 years ago when I wasn't sure what I was going to do. And I'm not a mom. I'm still young, but this just works out for me and I enjoy it. I'm truly happy.
Oh, I love hearing that. I love hearing that. And just to brag on River for a little bit, both of the people that we have meshed her with, the clients come back to me and they're like, how did you find this miracle worker? Like, direct quote, that is what they say about River, both of them. Both of them. And so, River, as grateful as you are for us, it's right back at you, sister, because I mean, you are just making magic.
Yeah, Christina, this my boss for Ellenbeck, she still to this day, like 2 weeks ago, she mentioned prowess and just like how grateful she was to be connected with me. And it's funny because we both were from Dallas, and then we happened to move to the Austin area just at the same time. And so now I get to work sometimes with her in person, but she's just grateful that, because y'all measure like values, behavior, skills with emotional intelligence, like that connected us together on a better level. And we just worked together and just on the same page with a lot of the projects. And same thing with Jenny. She's awesome too. That's my boss for Stag and Hen. But yeah, I think what y'all are doing at Prowess is awesome and very beneficial to me, and I'm sure all the other women that y'all are working with.
Fantastic. So well, first, if there are any questions that you all have that you would like answered from these women, please put them in the chat and I will try to get to them. I still have a ton of questions, so don't you worry, y'all are not off the hook yet. But I'm curious, Leah, what is your experience with working with a visionary? And of course, obviously you've worked with me, but also you've also been placed through Prowess with lots of other clients as well. So I'm curious, like, what has your experience been?
Like I said before, I do appreciate working with people that they have the idea, and because again, that creates space for me in my life. But it can be a challenge working with people that have very high expectations, right? This is their business, and you need to treat it as their business. And as someone who's a chronic overthinker, at times, if I know that I've been asked to help with like websites or graphic design for clients in the past, and that social media, I'm double checking, and what if I make a spelling mistake? It can be hard because there is an expectation. But again, that's why for us at Prowess, like I felt so strongly about helping with the process of, like River was mentioning, that the emotional intelligence and matching people based on skills, so that when we know we have that visionary that is very particular, we're matching with someone who also has that style. When we have someone I've worked with outside of Prowess, before Prowess, I worked with people that they were consultants and ran their own company, and they had that bulldog, got to run you over kind of thing. And it takes boundaries, and it takes, owning your own space. And so that's something that I had to learn the hard way. And then, I'm grateful that we got to put that into some of the content with Prowess of, how do you have boundaries? How do you express vulnerability? How do you say, wait, I've got to take some time to learn this before we just, take on that self-doubt? Or I can talk about that stuff for hours. But yes, visionaries, it allows me to do the problem solving, that part of the work that I love, and help someone's business without having to take on all of the energy of creating this idea and all of that, because that's not my thing.
I love it. I love it. So Amber, I want to talk a little bit about your experience in the certification. So being an online business manager, you really have to have a breadth of business and a lot of different skills. And we talked about before that a lot of them are tech skills where you can just hop onto YouTube and find these things. So do you feel like you could have pieced together the knowledge that you are gaining from Prowess's OBM certification on your own?
I think I could have in a much longer span, right? I think if I had a specific client and they said they need X, Y, and Z, right, to be solved for, I could go and research that. But I think what I got from the certification was this really powerful toolkit to start with, right? I have a foundation now so that when I am matched with the client to get started, I have a starting point. I have some tools in my arsenal that I can kind of go back and look through and say, oh, I remember when we talked about this, or there were some very important, points or tools or tips, tricks of the trade that Leah shared with us, things like that, checklists, tons of checklists. So I think if you're really motivated, you maybe could have gotten there, but the way it's put together, I think I would never have gotten on my own. I wouldn't have gotten the big picture, right? And I think that was one of the really great things of the certification courses. I got the big picture, but then also tools to support and kind of step into the big picture. And I have a better idea now of what that might look like,
I love it. So we have a lot of people on the on live today, and a lot of people who will be watching the replays, and they may all be like thinking, oh, okay, I maybe I want to do this, but could be a little bit hesitant. So Leah, let's start with you. What are some roadblocks that you have had on your journey, or shortcuts? You can take it either way, either roadblocks that you've had on your journey or shortcuts that you have taken that you're glad you did, that you want to share with everyone?
Roadblock wise, just what Amber was talking about is that I can get lost in a Google rabbit hole. There's a lot of searching and researching, and is this the proper video? And so that is why, coming up with what we have in the course it's that that ability to put it all in one spot and have it there. And then also the community. So it can get real lonely when you're doing this and you're doing it. When I did it pre-prowess, when I was doing some work with people, and I felt like I was on an island. So that was really important, that to have that community aspect of that we can mind share and bounce ideas off of each other. And it's a great part of my day when someone says, hey, can we hop on the phone? Because I have this problem and I want to know if you've heard this before. So there's that. And then I think the other thing is just that there's a lot of, like I said, a lot of self-doubt and not knowing. Yeah. So I really was, as we've put it in the course, and then other questions that have come and we continue to add is that, what are all those areas of imposter syndrome or things that we don't think we're strong enough in? And what I love, Ashley, is that you've brought so much of the marketing side to it, which isn't my specialty, right? I love the dashboards and the reports and stuff, and you've put all of the marketing in there. So to me, whenever even I have questions, I'm going back to your work to look at that.
Oh, wow. Well, that's fantastic. As a reminder, like, we built the certification because we spoke to hundreds of consultants and coaches who need OBMs. And one of the top things that they said is, I need help with the lead generation engine. And that does not mean cold calls. That means what happens when a lead comes in? How do we automate this process so I can really be thinking about doing this at scale? And so that is 25+% of what we are teaching and what we talk about, and happy to answer any questions about that as well in the community, because I think that's what I get fired up about. Like, if you remember what I was saying about my zone of genius, that's what I get really jazzed and so happy to be able to help there. So River, I want to ask you a little bit more about the matching process. So you got 2 clients, and I want to talk a little bit more. And do you have an example of a time that you feel like you could really feel the compatibility with either of your clients, with Christina or Jenny, that you're like, wow, we really were meant for each other. We are the puzzle pieces. Do you have any examples that you can think of that would demonstrate that?
Yeah. So for Christina, I do a lot of graphic design work for Ellie and Bex, not so much Stag and Hen, but Ellie and Bex I do. And so I feel like one thing that she's mentioned to me before, and doing graphic design for, I've learned that we have like the same like ideas in our head and like what we are wanting something to look like. So right now I got a task today that I need to design like a hero image, which is like a website cover image, something that we can share for an upcoming Valentine's Day sale. And so I'm going to be creating this, but like in the past, she's told me she's hired other people to do this job, and they'll create something, but at the end, it's just not like the vibe or the theme that she's looking for. So I feel like we have a lot of the same like design ideas, and we collaborate really well with that. Another thing is just like our way of thinking and processing like tasks, like what do we need to do now? What can we wait on? We just started selling like these children's dolls. They're called mini Coletto dolls. And this has been like a very new project and a lot on Christina's plate, because she's now like the US distributor for these dolls. Wow. And so, it's pretty big, but just learning first of all, how to market these dolls to our customers and what we can do different to promote them that makes it different from the dolls we've carried in the past. And, it's funny because I never thought I would be working for a company that sells children's dolls and making content for them, but here we are. It's still all like right up my alley. And like the people that like our clients and stuff, the customers that are interested, like they get so like passionate about buying these dolls. But I just feel like we have the same way of thinking, and like we're very chill people. We try not to get too worked up, and like we just kind of take it one thing at a time. And I feel like that's a great way to look at your projects and your tasks. Like you don't want to overwhelm yourself and then not give it your all. Right. Just kind of take it day by day. And yeah, I feel like we just work really well together. And then Jenny, which I just started working with her in August, but it's the same kind of thing. Jenny's very organized, and I love that because we have ClickUp and she's always in there like adding all these projects, but that helps me visualize, okay, what needs to be done by the end of this month, what needs to be done by the end of this year. We do like city guides, which highlight companies and party planners that we've vetted. And so one of my jobs for Stag and Hen is to set those city guides up. And this year we're going to be growing those locations. So like finding these partners and even influencers to help promote this, like me and Jenny have the same like we agree on a lot of the things. So I think that's great that we just happen to kind of like see eye to eye. And I think that helps me help her. And yeah.
Totally. And River, you said a couple of things that I really like. What we really focus on is not the same, it's compatible. Because I think the same can sometimes be detrimental to a partnership, but a compatible partnership is so huge. And I heard this from one of our clients once, is when we were doing the matching and then he met some of the people that we placed in front of him, he was like, when I first talked to these people, it felt like the third date, not the first, because I already like knew and they were already like vibing with me and I was vibing with them. And that's what we really strive to do, because we want to de-risk this process on both sides. And so one aspect that I want to talk a little bit more that can feel kind of scary to people is the actual work. So Leah, can you talk about this idea of no code and automations and what that is, and like what impact you have seen on businesses when they start to utilize that?
I don't think we have enough time to talk about my love of no code, but we can save that for a different session. Because, okay, so little context there is that no code, is not the writing the JavaScript, but finding the platforms or other things that you can just use and integrate maybe through Zapier or something like that. To make automations happen for a business. And so when that was one thing I struggled with, was I loved that area and I felt like I had to go, and I went and spent money on coding classes, but that was going to be a long trajectory for me to get jobs in that. And so I started to go down the route of things like I said, Zapier, however you pronounce it, Airtable, Webflow, different solutions like that. And then the whole idea of webhooks. And when I opened that world is when things got really exciting. And so that was when I would say that if people are out there, like, I do like the tech world, but I like coming up with the faster solutions and more economical ones, and not I want to go be a coder. That world is very exciting. Again, it's the problem solving and really helping someone get their business running. And especially for these small companies, you just look like a wizard when you help they have a small budget. So you're finding solutions. And so that's, again, another thing that I love to bring into the course and make sure other people have it, because I think there's a lot of us out there that love that area of coding and technology, but not all in, not to be
right.
the next coder. So again, it's an area that I know that I had spent money on before and I never even used it. But then, coming into prowess, I wanted to make sure it was part of this, that we could learn it, so that if you have that mindset and that curiosity, that you can continue to grow there. And that's what I think a lot of our clients, they find so valuable, because we hear that, do they have this software, this skill? Yes. And then like River, I know for her, River, I think it was Shopify. It was someone, do they have this? And then from there, it expanded on, okay, what are the other soft skills that go with it? And then again, I could talk about it forever, but.
Well, that's what we will do someday, is have Leah will profess her love for no code. Yeah. So any questions from the audience? If not, I have one final one. And River already touched on this, which I love, but let's go around the circle real quick. If anyone is on the fence about jumping into the world of being an online business manager, jumping into Prowess, what would you tell them? What were some hesitancy, maybe it was head trash. Like, what were some of these things that you had to battle, and how are you feeling now?
Can I go?
Yeah,
Okay.
River, let's hear it, girl.
So I, like I said, I just moved to Austin from Dallas, and I was just kind of in a place where I wasn't feeling that confident in my next journey and just what I was gonna do. I was in a funk. And so like I said, I didn't have that much luck searching on other job sites, and I just kind of felt like another applicant, and I had the skills, but it's just like the matching process just wasn't right. It wasn't there. And that was really unsettling, and it just made me kind of upset. So I'm happy I took the chance with Prowess and took that leap. And one of the things I was kind of nervous about was, like, I had never had an all work from home job, and how would I learn how to do everything that I needed to do? Like, was it going to be something that I could catch on to? Who's going to teach me? It will all like come to place and come together the more that you try, and the more that you're willing to learn and sit and talk with your teammates and just do as much as you can. Like, you'll be able to succeed at whatever you put your mind to. Another thing that I was just kind of on the fence about was, it's a small business, and I have worked for a brick and mortar before, but it was more of like a retail job. So this was something completely different. I didn't know what it would be like, because most of my friends were joining the corporate world, and I felt like intimidated, like, oh, I need to be doing what everyone else is doing. But I'm happy I took this chance, because I feel like I've learned so much, and I just have a lot of skills that, I'm not sure how long I will be with these companies. I'm open to being with them for a good amount of time, but I'm not sure what's going to happen in the future. I just know that what I have learned from these companies will definitely help me in the future, especially if one day I decide that I want to start my own business, or
and like we talked about, where focus goes, energy flows. So it was exactly what you were saying, River. If you're really focusing, you're really dedicated on learning all of these things, you can make it happen. And so, Amber, I'm going to go to you. What would be your advice? And we have to speed it up. I'm sorry, guys.
No, that's
we're
okay.
Almost at time.
Okay. I would just recommend to anybody. I don't think you can go wrong with this Prowess team. For me personally, while I still have misgivings about moving ahead, jumping from corporate into something that's a little more new or novel, it feels safe, right? They've equipped me with my objectives. They've equipped me with tools to be successful in those objectives. They have made sure that I have a safe space to voice my concerns and say, I'm afraid to do, or I don't understand, or what are you talking about? And so I think that you have to do this. You have to. With this team, you have to.
I agree with you.
I love it. We didn't pay either of them. Aaliyah.
Well, I will own the fact that I'm very much an introvert. What I would say is that this sounds interesting, but you're like, I'm not sure, get on the phone with us, right? I'm happy to talk through anything. Like I said, one of my favorite things is all the people in our course, getting on the phone with them, helping, whether that is through chat, sending a Loom video, or actually getting on the phone to, like, let's troubleshoot, let's figure this out. That's one of the things that I love doing. So I know my personality, I tell Ashley this a lot. I'm like, I don't like to get on the phone. That's not my comfort zone of, like, the vulnerability that can happen. I'm saying from when I have an issue. So if you guys are having questions or thoughts, or you want to know more, just schedule with us, because that's the way to solve those questions and help us know what you need. And I will say too, that Ashley will say no to companies that come to us and be honest with them that we're not a good fit. And the same thing, that we're going to tell you if this is not a great fit for you.
And two, I want to say, with our program, you learn a whole demand engine philosophy. So Prowess is a pipeline of clients for you potentially, and the basics to get them on your own. So it's not like you're just tapping your foot waiting for whatever we get you and that's your only option. No. There's a ton out there that you can go grab yourself. And like I said, you have people with you who are helping you do that. So with all of that, thank you. As always, this is my favorite day. Y'all have been absolutely incredible. And I feel like we have all made so much progress this week and talked about all of the learnings that we've had and the achievements that we've already had, but the ones that we're excited to make. And we talked about our Google Maps, and if being an OBM was a route to get there. We have the zone of genius nailed down, and we understand the hard and soft skills of being an OBM, and if you're in alignment and what you need to go learn next. We talked about who your ideal client is, and you will get a recording of me interviewing Ada, so you absolutely will get that. And then you just heard from people who are at all different parts of their journey, which I think is so valuable. And so with all of that momentum, we want to help you. We want to help you get to that next step. We want to help you get there quickly, because we took the long route. We had the speed bumps, we had the roadblocks, and so we have created something that we couldn't see out there, or that we didn't see out there, this container and this formula for being an online business manager, because just like River said, the online space is blowing up. It is blowing up. And we would love for you to be at the forefront of that with us. And so I know that a lot of you may have some imposter syndrome because it can creep up, and Leah already spoke to that. Like, can that patchwork quilt like background actually be a service to you? Yes. Like, can you work with those big personalities? You heard from River and Leah. Yes, it's exciting and actually brings them energy. Can you get those clients? Yes, you can. Leah has gotten clients on her own. River too. And then you also have that pipeline through us. The answer is yes. And so that is why we created the OBM certification, and we're inviting you to work with us. And just like Amber was saying about the tech skills, you can go learn that on YouTube. And absolutely, if that's the way you want to go, please, go and do it. Just take the action. But if you want to have the perspective of, this is how my client is going to think, and this is why they care about these things, and I'm going to have that foundation, as Amber said, of getting in their minds of how to grow and scale a small business, so that you can be truly a thought partner and not someone who is just executing tasks for a COO. I highly recommend you get on the phone with Leah or myself to talk about the certification. Because as a reminder, it is a 6-month private program where you will be trained and ready to be an OBM, to work specifically in the online space, whether it's consultants or online coaches. You have monthly calls, live calls with our team. We have a private networking group, and that's what Amber was talking to, where you can ask questions if you have something difficult coming up or you want to share a win. We love seeing those. And you can reach us voice memo and DMs directly in that private group. And then it comes to the masterclasses. So that is really killer. We have over 50 of these masterclasses that go through the tech tools, the business concepts, the strategy of how to grow a business, our own transformation process, how to build and manage demand generation engine for your clients, plus all the checklists, plus 100 different best practices and templates. We have worked so hard on bringing you everything that we feel like you would need. And we're not done. Over the 6 months, we're going to be continuing to bring different content as we see things come up. So you'll walk away with that certification, that is that stamp, so employers know that, hey, they know their stuff. It de-risks the employer from hiring you. And then you also, of course, have the opportunity to join our job pool that serves as a pipeline, not the only pipeline for clients. And you can obviously, you will know how to get clients on your own. So this is 6 months. But we have designed the certification that you can complete that in less than 6 weeks and you're off and running, ready to get your clients. So a la carte, all of this is $34,000, but we were like, we're packaging this up because we want you to be at the forefront of this career of being an online business manager. So it's to you for less than $2,500. And I said this yesterday, but it's so critical with any business decision. And I know all of you are very financially savvy because that is why you're going to be good as an OBM. You need to be thinking about ROI and return on investment. And we are hearing time and time again that people are breaking even their very first month of getting a client, if not before then. So just that's how I would be thinking about the ROI versus doing that rabbit holing and falling and getting stuck in different scenarios and different places of how to go gather all this information. So anyway, if you sign up by end of day today, you'll get a bonus where you will be a spotlight for 1,000 different consultants and coaches who are looking for OBM in a newsletter. And yes, cart closes on Friday, y'all. Please feel free to jump on a call with us because I know y'all are ready to make that impact, make that money, have that flexibility, be that thought partner. And I want to bring back what we talked about at the very beginning, and it was put into chat something that you did as a little kid. We had reading, we had singing, we had gymnastics, we had all sorts of things. And I want you to remember, you didn't come out of the womb knowing how to do those things. You learned. A lot of you went to gymnastics classes. A lot of you went to school to learn to read. A lot of you had a mentor and guides and processes and checklists and structure in order to do that. And you loved it. And you loved it so much that you were doing it all the time. That can be work. If you are actually following your zone of genius, you can have that same feeling and create that same process of getting there that you had for the singing, the art, the gymnastics, the soccer, the whatever it was that we talked about at the very beginning. So please sign up to chat with us if you have any questions. And again, reminder, tomorrow we have that VIP Q&A that I highly recommend you go to, where we will cover all of your questions. So as for the homework, because of course we were going to have homework, I want you to put into a Facebook on the post that we will send out in the replay, what is your next step going to be? You heard from people today about what they have done. You understand who your client's going to be. You understand some of the top hard skills and soft skills that you need. If you were here live yesterday, you got the checklist of the different technologies and traits and skills that you need. So what is your next step? I want to hear what that is. All right. Reminder, replays come down on Friday. Leah, if you don't mind, can you put the replay link in here? And I know we are just at the top of the hour, so I want to be super respectful of everyone's time. Thank you for being here today and bearing with me as I have the virus and the fever and the pink eye and all of the craziness. Thank God this is virtual, right? So I wouldn't get all of you sick, but I will see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashley and Leah.
Thank you, River. Thank you for being part of this. Amber, Leah, you too. See you all tomorrow.
Likewise. Thank you.
Bye.